You're listening to DraftKings Network.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
I'm just mad I didn't get to make my puns on NFC. I had a good one.
Yeah, you had good ones. Your puns are always so great.
Yeah, I know. You want to hear it?
This one was actually good.
You want to hear it?
All right. What is it?
I don't know why you guys think the NFC quarterbacks are so awful. I really love them. I think they're pretty good. Come on.
Nice.
That one's so wordy.
Yeah, it's too long.
It was all the
Way
names.
too long. Yeah.
He had to get to Purdy. He got to Love. He got to Goff.
I may field another couple, but
See, that's quicker and shorter, more concise.
Yeah, work
Hey, man,
on it.
I
I
fit
think
all
you've
of
got
them
something.
in.
What
Wow.
about that device has you thinking, you know what, this is good. I got to keep doing this.
no one else is doing it.
No, the other people are doing bad jokes. It's a Batard Show. I'm just-
Well,
They're all pretty bad, actually.
yeah.
as has been made pretty clear by the mentions on Twitter, I'm not actually funny, so this is the only thing that I could do.
One time that the
Don't read
mob is
those.
actually dead on.
Mike!
Thanks, Mike.
What? He's not that
We
funny.
can't all be funny.
He's not that funny. Come on, guys. What? Does that hurt?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Jeremy.
I get it.
No.
No, you're talented, kid. You got an Emmy for a reason.
Kid.
Yeah, you're good.
God.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What is that? Is that as dismissive as I meant it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Cool. Good. What do we have coming up here on the podcast?
We have Hawk and Oddball. So we have segments from
Together?
Yeah, both. I mean, not together,
All right.
but we'll have a segment from Hawk Show, and we'll have a segment from Oddball as well. So
Mark
we got the
Hockman
NFL.
is back.
Oh yeah,
What
fair.
a delight for our. There is more than one Hawk in our universe.
Classic.
Andrew Hawkins.
Andrew Hawkins.
The Hawk and ThomaHawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll have a segment there on the NFL and this weekend's games, and then we will also have a fun segment from Oddball with Charlotte and Amin. So looking forward to hearing that in the rest of hour one.
I feel bad for what we just did to you. So if you'd like to do a little stand-up set,
If you
maybe
don't
I'll
like
do
good,
it.
you don't like
really, I'm
Say
fine. I'm
something
fine. It's
more.
fine.
Say
Yeah.
something mean about all of us.
Say
now.
something
It's fine.
funny.
I
Tell
would
us a
never.
joke.
No, I would.
man.
I would never say
Say-
anything mean about any of you.
Just do
I
it.
really
Get
like
it
you
off
guys,
your
and I value
chest.
you as coworkers.
Oh, I appreciate
I know
that.
you
yeah.
do. It's just,
In different ways.
I feel like we've
Yeah.
broken Jeremy at record speed. It usually takes longer to break
It
someone.
was a great song.
You're gonna
Thanks.
be great at dad jokes.
You're
I'll
right.
say that.
Amazing.
Like
I'm
you
already-
have a
I'm mentally
child.
You're just too young for them
Yeah.
right now, kid.
No. You're gonna be really good at them.
Yeah.
There's books. You should write a dad joke book.
Should I pair it with Stugotz's personal record book? Get it out before that.
Stealing my dad's idea. My dad, I think, is working on something like that.
Your dad is It's not your dad's
Oh.
idea. There's plenty of books of dad jokes. Your dad's writing a book of dad jokes.
Ever
Your
since
dad's jokes-
this Ron McGill book, my dad's been pitched a lot of book ideas.
Yeah,
By,
has it taken off?
By who?
I mean, it's just doing well by the company that made the Ron McGill book.
The thing with your dad's jokes is your dad's
Wow.
funny, but they're so specific to his life
Right.
experience.
You have to
where-
have the background.
You need the lore.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
also
I don't think Bidet Up is going to connect with.
No,
there's a
the
coffee
Mass
table book.
audiences.
the foreword would need to be
Midwest.
the length of the book, and then the jokes would be like, the end of the book.
The book-
glossary
The
or
forward
whatever.
is all context.
Yeah.
Here's Uncle Dick.
Yeah.
The real book idea, I don't even know if I should
Wild
say
Bill
this,
Cote.
is the Tuesday bit that he never does.
40.
Like they want him to do a book
Back
on
in my
like a
day?
coffee table book. Yeah, thank you, Jess.
Oh, was I not supposed to say
I
that?
want him to do back. Well,
Yeah,
I guess people can
Good
steal
luck
the
with
idea.
that. He's not going to do it.
right.
Well, it's a quality control week.
He's never going to write them, guys. They're
Just
going to
from
pay the
experience.
advance, and he's going to die with that money in his bank
Publishers
account.
do not ask him during a holiday.
He will only write them on,
On
Tuesdays. It will take years for you to get your investment back.
Hey, it's Mike Ryan. I love football, and I love Miller Lite. Why do I love Miller Lite? Well, dependable flavor, the fact that it's a beer that tastes like beer, the fact that when I'm having a Miller Lite, I don't have to think for 1 second about the beer that I'm drinking. And I know that it's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's my favorite beer. I believe in the product. You might be sick of hearing me talk about it, but I'll be talking about it till I'm old and gray, because Miller Lite is with me wherever I go, no matter the season, and especially the wintertime. I love drinking Miller Lite during the winters because when it's cold outside, I don't need a koozie for it. It stays a perfect temp. It is the best beer, and it pairs well with playoff football. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Don Le Batard.
Well, Charlie had this. Charlie, as far as I know, so just Charlie's title in my.
Are you going to say anything?
Stugotz.
How familiar were you at the time with Chewbacca? Like how your upbringing had how much Chewbacca in it?
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code DAN, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
All right, continuing the theme around Super Wildcard Weekend, not Wednesday. We're going to go to the Chiefs and the Dolphins. The Dolphins flew up from Miami. I'm in Miami right now. It was like 85 degrees today. They had to play in like negative 27 degree weather with the wind chill in Kansas City. And it was very clear that Dolphins do not belong in cold weather. Watching this game, Nat, did it make you feel like all the conversation around the Chiefs throughout the season was bullshit?
Well, I mean, I feel like kind of, just because I feel like, okay, they lost a couple games and people were like, oh, are the Chiefs like, are they losing it? Are they losing their touch or whatever? And it's like, no, you can never count them out. And that's why, I did give my hot take of, oh, the Bills might do it, but, now I might be backtracking that a little bit. But I mean, it's not like it's all bullshit, because they did kind of like dip a little and obviously aren't looking as strong as they have in the past. But no, you can never count the Chiefs out.
Okay, so the Chiefs looked like they were the actual Kansas City Chiefs. They like just turned the switch. And yeah, it was cold. And, Tua, Tyreek, they were all freezing cold. They all were like, yeah, we good with this offseason. Even my man Mike McDaniel, like at one point, he put Vaseline on his face because it was like, he had a real shiny face and they were doing the interview. And I'm like, oh, yeah, man, their opportunity was against the Bills to make it a home playoff game. The moment they missed that, it was on to 2024 season. Simple as that, Juju. What was your takeaway watching the
beautiful? Oh my God, I can't believe you said those words you just said. That's so beautiful. Oh my God, I was at that game as well. It was just such a blessing to see the Dolphins and the Dolphins fans.
Hold up, how many games did you go to this weekend?
Yeah, you were at all of them or what?
No, the Dolphins versus the Bills. Whenever we took the East from them.
Oh, okay. I'm like, Did you go to the playoff game this weekend for the Bills?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills. Yes, sir. Skiano.
How was it? Was it freezing?
Look, man, it was once it gets 30, we dead anyway. My toes gonna do the same thing they're gonna do. So it's all terrible. You will not see me at the Bills Chiefs. You probably won't see me at no more of them because that's an experience. You know what I mean? It's getting to and fro of the arena be the problem.
So did you have to like crawl through the snow to your seats like other people or what?
Nah, luckily we got there in CP time, so things were already taken care of Miro-wise.
He just jumped in. The seat was already heated because somebody had left because he was 2 quarters late on Color People
scrolled in.
All right, so the Chiefs move on. As we mentioned, they go to battle the Buffalo Bills this week. Another game that happened, which is relevant, especially to a lot of Browns fans, is that the Eagles took a big L to Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Baker Mayfield has had an incredible season. I got to give my dude his props because while it didn't work out in Cleveland and it didn't work out in Carolina and essentially didn't work out with the LA Rams, he has seemed like he found a home in Tampa Bay. He had a really good season this year, one of his best statistically, has some incredible weapons. And he went out there and he beat the Eagles, who at one point I think everybody picked to be in the Super Bowl this year. A lot of issues with the Eagles, from coaching to players on player crime and to even the head of security fighting opposing team people. So they've had a lot of turmoil in their own right. The Eagles had a players only meeting a week before this game. And if there is no bigger indicator that you were about to take a big fat L, it is calling a players only meeting. Because I can promise you right now, the success rate on players only meeting is so low that the moment I saw that happening, I had to stop myself from flying directly to Vegas to put every piece of currency I had on my man Baker Mayfield. Watching that game, Nat, what were your thoughts? Was there a piece of you as a quasi Browns fan as well? You're a Niner gang for sure, but you definitely root for the Browns.
Yeah.
And you were with us as with the Baker Mayfield specifically, the Baker Mayfield experience. Was there a part of you who was proud of Baker, or were you a little pissed off that the Browns took an L and Baker's out here balling in front of the whole country?
No, I definitely am leaning towards I'm proud of him, being all like sentimental about it. Okay. There was no part of me that was like petty or pissed about like how we let him go or anything like that. No, I'm happy to see that he was thriving. I'm happy to see the Eagles lose. After all of the hype about their defense, they were, where was the defense? I don't know. Right. But yeah, no, happy for Baker, and I'm glad that he took them to a win.
What you think, Juju? She taking the high road fakely or what?
Yeah, she faking it. I see what Nat doing today, and I'm in love with it. That's my sister, so I want to be like her. But at the same time, the Eagles, what in the hell? Like, salute to Baker Mayfield and salute to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But more so than this game, they lost to the Giants last week. They lost to the Arizona Cardinals. Like, what is happening? Dare I say, Sirianni, whatever, Mr. Italian, he got Italian flag on his hat, his back. Like, come on, brother. We all know. We need to see some more Philadelphia Eagles around these things. But, brother, I think his time is up.
Dang, no.
Brother, like, you cry, bruh. He is such a ridiculous person at times that winning helps. It's like medicine. Oh, you give me a spoonful of Robitussin and I can take it if you give me some Pepsi right after, which is a W. He been giving us Robitussin with L's. No, sir, no. That's not how it go when Bill Belichick on the market. That's not how it go when Pete Carroll talking about he threw. That's not how it go when Nick Saban over there looking like he want to coach some damn body. So dare I say, brother Nick, you may well get your lunch pail, your little brown box, and pack it up, bruh. Ain't nobody go be with Big Donnie. Cause that's when the season fell apart, when you lost Big Donnie. So go with him, man. Start a little business or something, man.
Come on, man. We can't fire Sirianni after a string of 8 bad games. They were in the Super Bowl and they started this season 10-1. I get it. I know it hasn't looked great and there's a lot of issues. You can't give him at least one more chance to figure it out, one more season. He was in the Super Bowl.
I got 2 words for you. Doug Peterson. Get him out of here, brother. Short leashes around here, brother. That boy won a Super Bowl and got fired instantly. Get him out of here in Jacksonville with them do-all boys.
I get it, but there has to be some stability. Like, you can't. I know in this new day and age, it's very easy to judge quarterbacks off of their first 20 plays that they play, and if they're not good, get them out of here. You're a backup. Or a coach that comes in, and even if you win the Super Bowl 2 years ago, you can fire him. I don't like that either, because at some point, we can't complain about the football being bad and then also play musical chairs with the quarterbacks and the coaches. Because how does Jalen Hurts get better in his second full year of starting? You give him a new offensive coordinator and now you fire the head coach. Like, and if he plays bad next year, are we going to say, oh, well, Jalen Hurts ain't no good? Or is it the fact you haven't really given him a chance to develop alongside somebody to figure out some of these issues? I don't know the right answer. I'm just telling you, it just don't feel right.
Yeah, I feel you, and I don't know the right answer either, but I know it ain't damn Sirianni. That's C. I'm not guessing C. That
all right,
is
so
A,
you
B,
say
or D.
Sirianni out. Nat, is Mike McCarthy, should he be fired?
Yeah.
Yes, why?
Because it's time. Everything Juju just said about Sirianni is my answer to Mike McCarthy.
Okay, I actually see McCarthy more than I see Sirianni. But I see both of them, because the moment I was kind of, I know I went on that tirade, but the moment I started to be kind of out on Sirianni is whenever they beat the Chiefs and he was walking out of the tunnel and he said, "What about that, Chiefs fans?" I said, oh man, God. You're a cornball. That's it. That told me if you'll do that, that tells me what the players are probably thinking about the stuff you say on a daily basis. And slowly but surely it's starting to rodent after that very moment. All right, the last playoff game before we get into some picks, looking forward to the divisional round. Rams and the Lions. The Lions got their first playoff victory since before Fat Nat was even born. And we won't reveal her age because that is not what we're in the business of doing. But just know.
And do the math.
You can do the
21.
math. I think it was 32 years ago the Lions won last. And Jared Goff got some get back against the Rams, who traded him away. And I felt like when they traded him, it wasn't like, hey, we're giving you something and getting something. It was just kind of like, hey, we'll throw him in the deal too if you want him. Right? And he was kind of left for dead. So the sweet vindication that I'm sure Jared Goff felt, getting to beat the Rams and Sean McVay in that organization and the quarterback who was a legend there and could never do what Jared Goff just did. Oh, man, he got to be walking. That's like a Super Bowl. They don't care if they win the next game or not.
Oh, they care.
I mean, they care. They care.
Them Detroit players care. But you're right. He did what Stafford could never do. You did me. Salute. He was smoking that Stafford pack, that vape pack. You feel me?
Which also, again, to the Puka Nacua, CJ Stroud conversation, I think they should be co-offensive players of the year because CJ Stroud is amazing. But what Puka Nacua did in his rookie year is also equally amazing. And I don't know what if they'll do that, but my vote would be co-offensive rookies of the year.
Never. They're not going to do it at all. You can say they're probably going to end up giving it to CJ Stroud. Yeah. If I had to gamble and guess, because the quarterback is just a little different.
All right, let's do some quick picks for the divisional round. We got the Texans versus the Ravens. I'll start it off. I'm going with the Ravens, and honestly, I think the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Wow.
That's my Super Bowl pick is the Baltimore Ravens, and I think they beat the Texans this weekend. Fat Nat, who you got, Texans or Ravens?
I have the Ravens, even though I would rather the Texans win, but I have the Ravens win.
Because you're scared of the Ravens. You don't want to see them in a
duh.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. You got the Ravens jersey on, Juju. Who are you picking? Of course. The Texans or the Ravens?
Exactly. I got this jersey on. You know I'm picking the Texans, baby. I'm riding with CJ Stroud and the boys, dog. Like, I love Big Trust. You my dog. If I see us in the streets getting jumped, I'm jumping in, diving in. I'm going to get them off a bit, Lamar. I'm a big fan, but I think CJ Stroud and them boys got a little bit working in Houston. H-Town.
I don't know, man. Lamar seemed hungry this year. He seemed like he got a different hunger to him. All right, next game, we got Chiefs and the Bills. I am going to go with the Chiefs because I feel like Mahomes and them boys look good last week. And also, I still ultimately want to be right about the Bills, so I'm just going to always pick for that to be the case. Juju, we'll go to you next. Bills, Chiefs, Bills, right?
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
I think that means he's picking the Bills, even though he gave him a 3% chance, 3% confidence meter earlier in the show. Fat Nat, who you got? The Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills?
I'm sticking with the Bills.
Oh, okay.
I have that's my upset. I have it. I have it.
All right, going over to the NFC, we'll start with the Buccaneers versus the Lions. There is a chance that either Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff will be in the NFC Championship game, which is a wild turn of events that I don't think any of us would have picked probably 15 months ago. But I am going to go with the Lions. Lions have a home playoff game here. I think Baker will play well, and I am proud of him. But I think ultimately the Lions keep this train going. Fat Nat, who you got? Lions or Buccaneers?
I also have the Lions. I think they're on such a high that there's no way they're going to lose to Baker and the Bucs.
Perfect. I think if we had the rights, we would put little Lions logos on this show, but I don't know if we do. We'll check in on that. Juju, who do you got? Lions or Buccaneers?
Man, I'm taking the Lions, dog. I got to go with Dan Campbell. I'm with Dan Campbell. We just doomed them to lose just now, that's for the record.
That's what
I'm going. Right, we got to put some respect on Jared Goff's name. He beat the Cam Newton curse. I think it's his to lose at this point.
Cam Newton curse. We're going to get into that in our last segment, facts or cap. But this is when you put a 3-box in and we all put the lines underneath. I call that meme alert because what happens is when the fans see that everyone picked against them, they all like, oh, you guys were wrong. And it's like, hey, man, it's a 50-50 chance. That's how this works. All right, last game. I'm going to start with Juju here. After I give my pick, 49ers and Packers at San Fran. I'm going to go with the 49ers. But that is not I feel like they're going to kill them. I think it's going to be a close game, and I would not be surprised if Jordan Love comes out balling. Juju, who do you got? 49ers or Packers? LaFleur versus Kyle Shanahan.
4 words. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Bang,
bang, Niner gang.
All right, so I'm going to go to Fat Nat next, but I will say the LaFleur versus Shanahan playoff matchups have been crazy. Obviously, you know the story that they've coached together for like decades. They are friends, but Shanahan has routinely got the better of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. And the storyline I'm looking out for is Jordan Love, the missing link to get LaFleur over the hump. I'm going to get your pick, Nat, but only because I have to. Because
was that like a last attempt at trying to
sway you
to maybe pick the other team?
Don't pick with your heart. Pick with your head.
Bang bang Niner gang.
Bang Niner gang. All right, you got our picks for the divisional round. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into a segment we call Facts or Cap.
Don Batard.
And finally, abstaining from food for 16 to 18 hours a day could be key to treating a variety of health conditions like stabilizing blood sugar levels and increasing resistance to stress.
Stugotz.
Mike, are you doing something like this right now?
I lost a lot of weight doing intermittent fasting and low carb, so now I'm getting back to it.
But how much in that 6 to 8 hour window, how much can you eat? Unlimited?
If I could just eat unlimited, I'd do that. That'd be fun.
For 6 to 8 hours.
You can't eat unlimited.
Try me.
No, I mean...
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Hey, we like to play this game around here. It's we ask each other a question. We're going to answer the question in 10 words or less. The game is called...
Word count.
Yes. Now, Charlotte, how will the people at home know when we've hit the 10-word mark?
The people at home will know when we've hit the 10-word mark because we're going to hold up our hands and we're going to count as we talk.
Seems simple enough,
Count
Charlotte.
as we talk.
Are you ready?
I am.
Question 1. The Clippers will host the 75th All-Star Game in 2026 at the upcoming new Intuit Dome. Steve Ballmer gave a tour to the media the other day. They showcased this technological menace. It's set to open in time for the 2024-25 season. What needs to happen to make people forget all about the Lakers and Crypto.com arena?
Probably like 50 years. But good food, big Jumbotron. Just kidding. Nothing's going to make people forget about the Lakers. But I do think that this is, people lose their minds for new stadiums. They lose their minds. They go nuts. You walk in, like, when you see a Jumbotron that's bigger than anything you've ever seen before, and what I guess it's not even a Jumbotron, it's a video board at this point. It's just like the whole thing it's acres of video boards. People are going to be very into this. This is going to bring a lot of people to I intuit this will bring a lot of people to the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, I like for a second there, in my mind, you turned into John Taffer and you start talking about there's a lot of traffic, a lot of up and coming, upwardly mobile people with disposable income who want to have a good night out.
Are moving into the neighborhood.
Yes, they are. By the way, boast the most bathrooms per capita of any sports facility in the country.
I respect that.
He's very, like, Ballmer's really big about, like, why are people waiting in lines to go to the bathroom? They should be able to go to the bathroom and come back and not miss a second of the game. The other thing is, did you see the thing that they're calling the wall?
Yes.
So if you don't know, the section behind one of the baskets is 50 rows of uninterrupted, so there's no suites or nothing. It's just row after row after row of seats, and you have to qualify in order to have seats there. You have to have been, I think, a Clippers season ticket holder or shown that you've been a huge Clipper fan via social media following for a while and all this stuff. You are not allowed to sit in that section unless you are a Clippers super fan.
This is such user-generated content seating. This is such a tech move. Like, all of this is tech moves.
Yeah.
Like, Steve Ballmer wants to, like, hack your body so you can enjoy the most of the game, so you can pee very quickly. He also is like, we're going to make people work for these seats. And it's not a bad idea.
Charlotte, they're going to track people who are cheering extra hard and then give them discounts to the team shop in the middle of the game. If you're Clipper Darryl, who's the most famous Clipper fan there is, and you're going nuts, there's going to be someone who comes up and hands you like a gift certificate or a 40% or some sort of incentive to, hey, thanks for being such a great fan. Go get you some from the team shop.
That is genius.
It is genius.
That is very smart.
And if you think about it, it's very minimal cost to buy into creating a home court advantage.
It's also a discount to the team store. People who are still going to the team store who would not have been going to the team store.
Exactly.
You're just making money.
You're driving revenues.
Wow.
Must be fun to have a team that's owned by someone who's competent.
Or just like has a ton of money. All right, Amin. Wembanyama plans to participate in the All-Star Skills Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have liked to have seen him more in the dunk or thrpoint contest? And how well do you think he'll do in the skills challenge?
Absolutely no. No. Okay. That's better.
Why do you not want to see him in the dunk contest?
Well, because for the history of the dunk contest, we know that what makes dunks look cool is the aerial acrobatics. The smaller you are, the more time you have to do aerial acrobatics before you get to the rim. Ideally, probably 6'5", 6'6" is the perfect size of anywhere between 6'5" and 6'8". The bigger you are, it just doesn't look as cool. It just doesn't. And so for someone who's 7'3" plus with a 7'9" wingspan, like he can stand on his tiptoes and dunk, and while that's cool, like, wow, he doesn't even have to jump. It's like, it's also not that impressive artistically as seeing someone whirl through the air and windmill it or put it between their legs or whatever.
Yeah.
As far as the 3-point shootout goes, he's shooting 29% from 3. I get it. It's so weird to see someone that big doing. I don't want to see someone break 3 after 3. But Lou Dort deserves to be in the 3-point contest. I said it.
I love Lou Dort.
I love Lou Dort too. ASU forks up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
My
Question
turn.
number 2 for Charlotte Wilder. Jimmy Butler told Claire DeLune of The Guardian that he's been working on a country album for over a year and has already recorded over 60 tracks and hopes to choose from around 200, those in quotes, when he's done. Charlotte, what's his hit single going to be called?
It's Too Hot in Miami for Hot Coffee. It's going to be the name of his hit single. It's too hot in Miami for hot coffee. There's a lot to work with there. What I respect about Jimmy, first of all, love that he's doing a country album. Country music fan. I think he's going to crush it. I like that as an NBA player, he's like, look, I play 80 games. Not all of those are going to be my best. If I'm going to make an album, I'm getting myself 200 tracks to choose from before we put this thing together.
I'm calling bull.
Really?
He doesn't have 200 songs.
No, he has 60. He wants to have 200.
He doesn't have 60 songs. There are 60 versions of the same song. Trust me.
It's Too Hot in Miami for hot coffee.
60 different songs. You're full of shit, Jimmy. I love you. You're full of shit.
Okay.
All right.
Amin.
Yes.
What is going on with NBA officiating and coaches right now, and how do you see it getting better or not? Reminder that Darko Rajakovic of the Raptors was fined $25,000 for complaining about the refs after a game. Mike Brown of the Kings was fined $50,000 for going after a ref on the court and then bringing his laptop to the post-game presser and showing why he was right.
Nothing is going on. We just like complaining about refs. Look, I'll be honest. 99% of the time, I'm watching a game. Are some calls going this way? Are some calls maybe not going that way? Sure. But nothing egregious. Nothing egregious to the point where it's like, there's something wrong with the refs. I'm not saying Darko was wrong. I'm not saying Mike was wrong in the things that they pointed out. I'm just saying, it's happened since the beginning of time. Someone gets screwed. Oftentimes not on purpose. That's just life. You got to play through it. And next time, you're going to get the benefit. You know what I've never seen, Charlotte? I've never seen a coach in the postgame press conference point out all the times they got the benefit of the whistle. Like, whoa, I didn't hear Darvin Ham thank the refs or praise the refs or even just say, oof, we really got away with a couple there. They never do.
I feel like they should start.
They only point it out when they are the victims and not the beneficiaries.
Of course.
But before we move on, I do want to point out some hypocrisy of one sort. Darko Rajakovic questioned the integrity of the game. He said, if you guys just want them to win, let us know so we won't show up. You didn't just say, hey, the refs screwed us. You insinuated that there was an agenda. That is detrimental to the integrity of the game. That is way more than a $25,000 fine, which is just complaining about refs, right? Mike Brown didn't insinuate anything. He just said, hey, here's my laptop. I'm going to run the play for you. See that? That was called a foul. Now see this one over here, that wasn't called a foul. And it's hard to overcome those kind of discrepancies. All we're looking for is consistency. I actually thought Mike Brown shouldn't have gotten fined because he never criticized the refs specifically or the officiating. What he was just pointing out is black and white discrepancies in the consistency in calls.
What about the on the court stuff?
All
right, Amin, final word count. The NBA came out with a report stating that there is no link between load management and fewer injuries. Mm-hmm. Should we believe them?
No, because in that same report, they said,
you're going to run out. Just throw in the towel.
Hold on, I could do this.
You can do it?
I could do this. They said, there's not a link. There's not a link. Ah, damn.
It's all right. It's okay. I know.
Dropped this.
You're slipping.
But like that's my favorite thing in that whole shebangy bang. Like I'm looking through it and I'm like, wait a second. The person saying here, like, they haven't disproven a link between load management and lack of injuries. There's two problems I've had with this since the NBA came out originally back in September or October talking about this. Number one is, as proven by them, they don't have proof that it doesn't exist.
Right.
They just saying we couldn't find proof that it did exist. But the other part of this, and this is important, when you talk about a study like this, it cannot merely be, did he rest? Did he get hurt? There are so many more factors that go into this. Chief among them, first of all, was he resting or was he actually hurt? You don't know, League.
Right.
You know the official thing. They're saying DNP, sore knee, could have been rest. Yep. Right? That's number one. But number two is, and this is important, the league does not have access to the biometrics, meaning the individual teams know how hard their players have been working in practice, know how, like, through various tests, whether it's wearable tech, measuring certain things, whether it's just old-fashioned range of motion. His leg doesn't go as high up the wall as it did 3 days ago. They know the stresses that their players' bodies are going under in a way that the league has no idea.
Right.
So whatever study the league did, even if it came out unequivocally like, oh, there's no link, you have missing data. You have insufficient data to make that claim. And you'll never have the data because the teams will never share that data back with the league. And as a result, it's funny how many people took that quote, took that report and just ran with it. See?
I know.
See, it doesn't exist. Now, I get it. I'm with you, Joe Dumars. I want our players to play as many games as possible. An all-82 season would be a dream. I really do think so, right? I really want that. But we have to also acknowledge you can't just say, oh, that doesn't work because you want this. I can want this and also acknowledge there's a value that. That's why I said we got to continue to incentivize people to play. And not players, because the players always want to play. You got to incentivize organizations.
Yep.
Hey, it's Mike Ryan. I love football, and I love Miller Lite. Why do I love Miller Lite? Well, dependable flavor, the fact that it's a beer that tastes like beer, the fact that when I'm having a Miller Lite, I don't have to think for 1 second about the beer that I'm drinking. And I know that it's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's my favorite beer. I believe in the product. You might be sick of hearing me talk about it, but I'll be talking about it till I'm old and gray because Miller Lite is with me wherever I go, no matter the season, and especially the wintertime. I love drinking Miller Lite during the winters because when it's cold outside, I don't need a koozie for it. It stays a perfect temp. It is the best beer, and it pairs well with playoff football. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.